Welcome to the Uncle and AI podcast, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of artificial intelligence, machine learning, and knowledge management. Each episode, we explore that how we can use AI technology in our day to day business need, discussing the real world application, and provide strategic guidance on how to transform your business. So let's begin the journey.
Hello, listeners. Welcome to our new episode where we'll be discussing the importance of using structured, unified, consistent language in documentation by business entities. Hi, Bilal. How are you?
Hello, Mohsin. I'm fine, thank you. I hope everything is well at your end.
Yes, all is well. So,
Great. Should we begin then?
yes, why do you insist that businesses must use consistent language in documentation?
Mohsin, there are three main points I'm going to touch upon this why consistent language should be used in documentation. One thing is semantic alignment. By that, I mean using the same terminology to describe the same function and the process within your business.
Okay.
This is extremely important. This is extremely important because this defines your business. What this does is when your whole department, from software engineers, business support, customer support, sales support, onboarding, CXO level, if they use the same language, this shows immense confidence that you have in your product to the customer. One.
Mm-hmm.
Point number two, to enrich a large language model, you need a lot of semantic, contextual information. By that, I mean information that is relevant to your business. How you describe your product is different to how someone else describes their product, even though you may be in the same market. And so, if you want to use artificial intelligence to help you with generative text or finding out what is a process you can automate, in this instance, if you use the same words, the mapping of these processes will be much more efficient. Hence, large language models will actually be able to perform their function.
Okay.
Another instance is knowledge management. You see, when you're onboarding new employees, for example, and
Mm-hmm.
they go to marketing department, they have another briefing pack.
Yes,
They go to HR, they have another briefing pack. Now, if
absolutely.
you want to produce automated briefing packs, you have to upload this documentation. Uploading this documentation will mean wherever, if you use machine learning, if you use unsupervised or supervised machine learning, it will be very, very difficult to go and combine the documentation together if different wording is used. So, this is so important, this consistent language. It is the foundation actually of using artificial intelligence. I think companies should prepare first to be able to use AI and then jump on the AI train and use AI. It is so important. We keep reiterating this, but the foundation is essential because for machine learning, you need data. For data, you need, yes, structured numerical data is easy to find, but you have unstructured data, which is words and semantics. So when these semantics are consistent and aligned, they are much easier to input into machine learning and find correlations and patterns.
Great. So this is pretty helpful considering the fact that stakeholder across the board will have the same message, be it your customers, be it your employees, be it your shareholders, your board members, since you want them to know what you are communicating, what kind of business you are engaging in, and other such activities. So it's very, very important to have same sort of language, right?
Absolutely. When you have a software as a service, a SaaS, and
Yes.
you're onboarding through various CRM softwares, I don't want to say some famous ones, and such softwares, you will require a lot of information about the customer. You
Mm-hmm.
will then input information about the description of what product they're interested in, the lead generation. If you go from sales, you move on to the next stage of relationship building or business development. Now, if you use the same language that you have to first initiate the cold conversation with the customer, and it becomes warmer and warmer, and throughout your whole conversion chain to get them up to the point of buying your product, everybody's using the same language. First, it is much easier to find any inefficiencies because the SaaS software is able to, well, it's able to analyze because of the same words being used. One. Second, this is immense unification shown to the customer. I have to say this because AI has to be customer based. We are now going into an economy of customer led economy. What the customer wants, we will need to give them. And it is very, very important that we use the customer's language and we are completely consistent in the language that we are using. This comes from leadership. This will decrease our time from actually, well, it will decrease our time to capture a customer. That's basically the bottom line.
Perfect. So does it require any specialized tech-based knowledge to integrate this kind of unification in organization in terms of communication and language adaptation?
This really depends where you are in this stage of knowledge management. Today, what we've described is very basic where to start with. Then, obviously, you will have to get a specialist in who knows knowledge graphs, who knows ontologies, and there you really start going into neural networks, and then depends how far you want to scale it, but then you can apply deep reinforcement learning, supervised learning. But for this you need the basics. So even if you get a specialist, he will also tell you to do exactly this. Align your documentation, get the same wording. Once you have this and you have miscommunication within the departments is minimized, then you can start automating. Up to this point, actually, I would not even advise on return on investment to invest in a consultant coming in. This is just basics that you should adopt and do it yourself, because the bottom line is you will have to make this change within your organization. Your governance policies will have to change. You will have to start thinking differently because there may be job insecurity that comes in with AI going to take over my job. This is not the case. AI will help you do your job better. If you need agendas and meeting scheduling, there are phenomenal AI tools that find patterns within how you work and they schedule your week for you. This is not somebody taking over the job because then you can do something else.
Perfect. Great. Bilal, that was a pretty insightful session, and we'll come up again with new thoughtful uh, approach for adaptation and organization. For now, take care of yourself and bye for now.
Bye, Mohsin. Thank you.
Thank you.
As we wrap up another episode of Uncle and AI podcast, we want to take a moment to thank you for joining us on this journey through the fascinating world of artificial intelligence. Let's stay connected. Follow us on social media. Subscribe to our podcast for more engaging discussions. And remember, your feedback is invaluable. Do not hesitate to reach out to us with any thoughts or any future episode suggestions. Have a good one.